I've had 11 jobs before I could even legally drink.
Hi.
Okay.
Yes, nigga, I said 11. I just be applying to random jobs just to the sake of applying. And 90% of the times I get the job. But as fast as I got hired is as fast as I got fired. 90% of the times, it wasn't even my fault. All right, let me stop bullshitting. 60% of the times, it's not my fault. Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm still lying. 30% of the times, it's not even my fault. But you can't blame me though. If I get disrespected, I gotta leave. If I'm not messing with a job no more, you know what? It's time to get up and leave. But let me take y'all back to 16-year-old me going into sophomore year with no drip in my inventory, no hose. You see how I put the emphasis on the hose? No hose and a shiny bald head. Yes, nigga, I know I was ugly. You don't have to tell me, bro. But I'll take y'all back. Going into sophomore year, I was ugly as shit. I needed to glow up and fast. And you know what I did? What I thought about? In order to get a glow up, I needed some cheese. But in order to get cheese, I had to get a job. And that's what I did. I remember this so vividly. It was during COVID year. Scrolling on Indeed, looking for my first job. And I found the first one that called my name. It was a 5-star restaurant that gave amazing service with Michelin star biscuits. Take a guess what it was. Yes, Lord, you got it right. Popeyes, man. Did you just say like a moth to a flame? You racist piece of shit.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Getting my first job at 16 was like hitting the lottery. Nobody could tell me nothing. I was 16-year-old with a job during COVID. I was getting paid 9 buckaroos an hour, my nigga. That's good cheese. To a 16-year-old who had no responsibilities, no baby mamas, no child supports, nothing. I had nothing on my name. All I had to do was just pay for some Fortnite V-Bucks and buy some clothes. And, you know, buy some skincare routine and stuff. I was living good. I worked there for at least a month. Yeah, a month. Nothing too special though. But a month was all I needed to see. That shit was not for me. But anyways, I'll just give y'all a quick little rundown on what happened with this job. Boom, I get the job. It's a new location that opened. Like, this was during the chicken sandwiches era. Nobody was willing to stay home.
That nigga's tripping.
Everybody came out for these chicken sandwiches. And in the beginning, I applied to be a cashier. But all of a sudden, they need a cook. Mind you, I'm 60-year-old. As long as there's bread, I'm there. I'll do whatever you need me to do. I'll do anything for some spare change.
Nigga, you gay.
But I do remember, it was a cool job in the beginning. You know, working, coming to work, frying some chicken. But then the worst part of this job was having to wash the dishes at night. I'm working with a bunch of older people. Nobody wants to wash the dang on dishes. But you know who they put it on? Me, yes. Yes, they always put it on me to wash the dishes at the end of the night. Don't get me wrong though. I was whipping it up in the kitchen, you know what I'm saying? Even in the dishes area, an hour I was done. But I was leaving at 2 a.m. as a 16-year-old. My parents weren't messing with that. But fast forward to the part I got fired. I got fired because they said I wasn't frying chicken enough. Yes, they said I wasn't frying chicken enough. Mind you, people had to wait 4 hours to get a chicken sandwich. And them big bag motherfuckers waited in this line for a chicken sandwich. That wasn't even that good. Nah, I'm bullshitting. It was good. But anyways, I was the only one in the kitchen at this time period making the chicken sandwiches. No help. Guess where everyone else was? They were washing dishes during a rush. You know what even made me mad? My manager came to me and said I wasn't frying chicken fast enough. So she fired me because of that. I took my first L though. I'm not gonna lie. But you know what? When life gives you lemonade, you make lemons. Wait, no, redo. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And that's what I did. I bounced back with a W. And I applied to another 5-star restaurant that serves great chicken. And this time, it's called Zaxby's. The 6 months I spent at Zaxby's was one of the best 6 months of my life. I love this job, but fast food is not for the weak. But the reason I love this job was because of the people. The people was what made me like this job. I work with some great people to this day I'm friends with, and I pray to say they see their success. Hopefully they see it for me too. But it was a cool little job. I was working 40 hours a week as a 16-year-old. And I wasn't really doing it for the money. I was doing it just because I love seeing the people there. My manager was cool. My friends were cool. The chicken was great.
Finger licking good.
Everything about this job was great. But you know what they say, all great things must come to an end. It started going downhill when my favorite manager quit. I told myself I was gonna see myself there for 1 month. And that 1 month was cut short because we got a new GM after the old GM left. And when he came in, off the ripper, he fired me.
What did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Yes, I'll tell you why he fired me. I know you're wondering why he fired me. This time it wasn't my fault. No, the first one wasn't my fault. So this one wasn't my fault too. He fired me because the first manager that hired me put in a different, she messed up my social security. She put in the wrong number. And he fired me because of it. He said I was doing some fraudulent activities. I'm like, bro, I'm 16. What do you mean? It's whatever though. It's whatever. I wasn't even tripping. He fired me. And you know what's the crazy part? He didn't even spend a month in there. He got fired a month later after he fired me.
My nigga, you cannot do that.
This is when I told myself, after these 2 bad experiences with fast food, I told myself I was done with fast food. So then I transitioned into a new and improved industry that specializes in selling clothes to people and services to people. And this time it was called retail. In this time period, I worked 5 different retail jobs. I worked at JCPenney, Kroger, Home Depot, Aeropostale, and Amazon. 5 different retail businesses. But I'll give you in chronological order. I'll give you each job I had and why I got fired. Let's start off with Kroger. I got hired in the spring of 2021. And I already had a bad feeling about this job. But you know what convinced me to stay at this job? There was some bad little things there. You know, there was some fun shits that worked there. I was getting paid $8 an hour. How I go from 9 to 8? Exactly. It makes no sense. But I stayed at this job because of fun shit. But working this job was actually dang on annoying. It was until I worked at retail that I noticed people are complete idiots. Why, you may ask? Let me give you a scenario. Imagine you're sitting at a cashier line and someone comes into your lane to check out and they give you one item. And if you look behind you, we have self-checkout. It makes me want to slap the dog shit at you. And you know what? Another thing that always pissed me off was when people always came in the line and say, if it doesn't have a tag, that means it's free. No, nigga. That means go get another one that has a tag. Don't piss me off. I worked there for, I think, like 3 months. And I was over it already. I always get scheduled the morning shifts. I can't wake up at 7 a.m. I barely even woke up for school. You know how many times I missed my bus in high school? Too many. If not for COVID, I would have been freaking cooked. But anyways, I had a feeling that I was gonna get fired soon because it came to a time period where we had the union come in. If you sign the union, it's like a protection for your job. And if you sign it, you get a raise. And to a 16-year-old, if someone came up to you and told you, if you sign this union right here, you get a job protection and you get raised from $8 to $12. Tell me you're not signing it. Tell me you're not signing it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And you know what I did? I signed it. When I signed it, I knew I messed up because a week later, I was accused of stealing.
What did you say, nigga?
Yes, they accused me of stealing. It's kind of a deep story. It's a long story. But at the end of the day, I know I'm innocent. You heard me. I can tell you a story as time goes on, but for the sake of the video, I don't want the video to be too long. I'm going to cut it short there. But I will eventually tell you guys the story of why that everything happened and went down and how I'm the innocent one. I worked at Amazon for 6 months. Amazon's the worst job of my life. But I was getting paid good. 17, senior in high school, I was getting paid $16 an hour. That's great cheese. But when I tell you they made you work for that $16 an hour, they made you work. I worked 5-hour shifts, but I worked those 5-hour shifts. I could not get no break. I had a 15-minute break, and if I was on the double, I get a 30. That's basically modern day slavery, but with great pay. But every time I came into work, I was always depressed. And I started thinking to myself, I know this is not my purpose in life. I had to figure out, I had to make something shake in order to get to where I need to be. But what made the job suck is we always had to come in and scan items. You get no 2-minute break. You go in, you get your bag, and just go look for the items and put it in a bag. And we did this for 5 hours straight. And in those 5 hours, you needed 2 hours of freezer time. And let me tell you, the freezer was below freezing temperature. We get this protective gears and everything, but when I tell you, I almost caught frostbite by the end of the shift every single day. I had to sit in my car for at least 10 minutes so my fingers could de-thaw. That's how bad working in the freezer was. And it was always, you either get to choose between the beginning of your shift, the middle of your shift, and the end of your shift. You can't avoid it. I've been trying to finesse, but no, the manager's not going for it. But would I do the job again? Hell nah. That job was slavery. I'll be damned. I had to quit because of school. I can't do it. You know, school and soccer, I had to drop it. My next job was Aeropostale. Aeropostale, I can't remember when I got this job, but I know I didn't stay there for long. I put in my 2 weeks, but it wasn't a 2 weeks. It was a day notice.
Perfect.
What made the job suck for me was management. Management was the worst thing. Because when we got there, we had to put our phones in the locker.
Really, nigga?
I already put my phone up at school. Why I gotta come to work and do it again? We had to put it because he said it was too distracting. I already knew I wasn't gonna stay here for long. The only reason I got the job was because of my sister. I didn't like the job personally because the customers that came in. The customers are the stupidest people you've ever met in life. One, people don't respect you at all. I had people see me doing something and come shove a tag in my face asking me, where can I find this? How come it's not discounted? Let me chill, bro. What the? Yo, I'm about to crash out right now. I remember a specific experience that pissed me off and told me, yeah, I'm not staying at this job for too long. Because I was folding jeans and this one lady came in the line, grabbed a pair of jeans that she just saw me put down, unraveled it for not even up to 2 seconds, saw it wasn't her size, and out of courtesy, you know, if you see someone just put something nicely, you want to put it back nicely. But she looked me in the eye and threw it back, just swung it back at the pile of jeans I was folding. When I tell you it took all in me not to crash out, because personally, if I had crashed out, I would have kidnapped this woman's grandma. At that moment, I already knew I wasn't gonna be there. And on my last day, my manager pissed me off. The day he pissed me off, that was my last day. They called me, why aren't you showing up for your shift? I'm not coming in. Don't even bother with me. But I thought I was done with clothing store. And the reason I took it is because at this point, I was in college. And I needed any job I could find because I was dead broke when I came back. No money. It was worse than sophomore year of high school. Because sophomore year, you know, I didn't need the money. But this time, I needed the money. So I took up any job I could sign. And I went from getting paid from $16 at Amazon to making $12. And did I forget to tell you, Aeropostale paid me $10. But they weren't giving me hours. They were giving me $12 an hour, scheduling me once every 2 weeks. I needed the job, so I had to pick up most of the times. When I tell you working during the holidays is the worst thing you could ever do, because people just come in acting so rowdy, bro. And I can't forget to this day how long the lines were. I was scanning for 4 hours straight. Mind you, I'm working a 6-hour shift, but I'm scanning for 4 hours with no break. And it only got bad because people always bring me things that didn't have a tag on it. So then I have to leave the checkout station, go look for this item, find something similar, get a tag, find something similar, and scan it. And I did this throughout my shift. And I already said, I knew it. I'm not staying at this job anymore. So you know what I did? Just guess. I didn't show up no more. I did not show up. It took me on to my next journey. Home Depot. Home Depot? I loved it. I loved Home Depot. Home Depot was one of the best jobs I had behind Zaxby's. Everything about Home Depot was great. The break room was great. The pay was great. I was getting paid $17 an hour. The staff was great. The management was great. Everything about Home Depot was great. It was ran great. And I'm kind of upset that I had to leave this job because I moved and the distance was much farther from where I used to live. It became 45 minutes. And I'm not driving 45 minutes every single day. Plus, mind you, 45 minutes is without traffic. Now imagine there was traffic. It would have been up to an hour. Then I got to leave my house an hour early. Couldn't do it. And I had to say goodbye. But Home Depot, though? was the best thing that ever happened to me. If I could go back, I would gladly will if I was closer. The break room was my favorite part because we had a vending machine that had honey buns. Oh, I used to mess with them honey buns, bruh. But I had to let it go. I don't have too much to say on Home Depot because Home Depot was just great and I wish I could go back. I just found out that as I was editing the whole video, the rest of the footage was never recorded. And I was speaking for an hour, but it's okay though. I'm just gonna make it a 2-part video. See y'all in the next one.